Hello, thanks for being in a new video. This time I have with you the review of this one that I have here behind me, which is the Echo Spot. Let's get started. And this is the most recent speaker that Amazon has presented with Alexa. We are talking about a very interesting format, which is a kind of fusion between the Echo Pop, which is its smallest model, and an Echo Show that already integrates screen. So in this case, it is a very small model, but with a small screen to interact and see much more information. Its price is 1,549 pesos in Mexico. That's more or less $81, although remember that the prices here are not the same as over there. So join me to know point by point this speaker so you can see if it is the option you were waiting for or not. No, we start talking about its design. Obviously, we are in front of a speaker that is not wireless, but always has to be plugged into the current. We will also notice that it integrates fabric on the front and plastic on the rest of the body. The front is divided into two zones, and we will find in general that this speaker is made in a 36% recycled materials. In this case, I have the edition in black color, but is also available in blue and white. In all cases, obviously, is a speaker that gets to adapt well to the design of the house, is not going to break the visual harmony. In the top, we will find the traditional buttons that bring all speakers with Alexis. All speakers with Alexa bring IE. There are volume buttons and button to mute the microphone in addition to the 3 microphones that are immediately distinguished in this top. So if you suddenly want to stop listening, you can press this button in the center that will light up in a red hue when this lock is activated. In this case, does not integrate any camera, so it does not have that support for video calls, but you can make calls. Of course, let's talk now about the sound, which is one of the main aspects of a speaker. In this case, it has a 1.73-inch speaker in the front area just behind the fabric. Although when you get to the highest volume, if you are going to notice that the sound drops a little bit in quality, it is a speaker for a small room, so for a small room, it is very well. However, if you want to have this speaker, in a good news is that not only will you be able to use streaming services like Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Music, or similar, but you can also activate the Bluetooth so you can link your cell phone and send music from your cell phone to the speaker even if you don't have a subscription service. However, if you ask the speaker to play music through a subscription service, you are going to be able to use the speaker to play music through a subscription service. Through a subscription service, you will have the benefit that the screen can also show you the album cover and a nice animation. Then we will also have this kind of benefits, although it does not show a progress bar to jump to a specific area of the song, but it does reveal the playback controls of previous, pause, or next, although they are automatically hidden, and to show them you must tap this to take better advantage of this. You should give a touch this to take better advantage of the space of this small screen. It seems to me that the interface comes well adapted, and even at the time of playing a podcast does not have an option to forward or back 10 seconds as we see in some other interfaces. In that aspect could improve, but I think it's fine. What do you think if we listen to a test of this speaker, although remember that it is not the same to listen to it live? The screen is 2.83 inches. It is a relatively small screen. We are talking about a rectangle. Don't think it is a screen that has this round shape, but it is behind a glass that disguises the design very well. The resolution is 320 by 240 pixels. In this case, the screen has a pixel density of 141 pixels per inch. So it is not an overly detailed screen, detailed in terms of sharpness. If you are going to get to distinguish the pixels, even if you are not very close, so the screen is not so sharp if you get to distinguish a little pixels, but we are talking about the cheapest Amazon speaker with screen, then I think it is understandable. In general, is not a screen that you will be constantly viewing up close. Usually you will see it from afar, and from afar is seen with good clarity. There are a couple of little things I should tell you about the screen for starters. Note that here is a brightness control that you can set manually, but also has a sensor for automatic brightness. So in that aspect, it complies very well. And in the same way, when it is night, we will find an automatic night mode setting that will greatly dim the brightness of the screen, so it does not become annoying if you are sleeping. Also, as you can see, it is a fully touch screen. Now let's talk about the functions of this speaker, because obviously it can do everything that Alexa can do. So you can ask some things, you can ask it to add to your shopping list some items or add an event to your calendar. In short, everything you can usually do with that voice assistant, you can also do here. Although obviously here, by having a screen, you also gain certain advantages. For example, Alexa for a timer of 10 seconds. And see how we are going to appreciate also through the screen this timer with what can give you a much more advanced level of feedback compared to what we could find with the speaker. Without a screen, in fact, also in a tactile way, we could stop this timer without the need to give a voice command. And notice that when they ring the bell, you could also answer from here if you have a ring bell, or you could also close this alert. And when you have a notification, notice that this bell will appear and it can read it.
Shopping with Amazon. A shipment has arrived.
Or if you want to have this speaker, for example, next to your bed, it would also serve you as an alarm clock. Notice that it also gives you feedback on some things. For example, when setting an alarm, it shows me that the animations look nice. You don't see that the system is slow when loading this kind of animations. Now let's wait for the alarm to go off just so you can see how the interface is. And as you see, it shows us two buttons, a button to stop the alarm and another button to snooze it. Obviously, you can request through voice any of these two options, but if you do not want to say, voice commands can also become easier to touch the screen in the same way you can control the home devices from this screen. Although I wish it had a direct access to your list of devices, because in this case, apparently you must say it through voice, Alexa, turn on the air conditioner.
This command does not work on the air conditioning device.
Curiously, in this case, it seems to have some compatibility problem, because it did turn on the air conditioner, although it told me that it does not work. Although I would like to have some button to automatically direct me to my devices and control them without the need for a voice command, because in this case, I must say it, for example, Alexa, turn off the patio light.
Very good.
And see that it shows me the progress, and in this case an error occurred. But from this button I can turn on and off the light. However, as I say, I must say the voice command. But if you want to have always available a control of a home device, just do not say another command and we'll keep this interface active. But obviously, while you ask any other question, we'll move to the main screen. Alexa, what is the weather for today?
Now in Oaxaca de Juarez, there is a temperature of 77 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Some sunshine and thunderstorms are expected today, with highs of 80 degrees and lows of 59 degrees.
As you can see, in this case, the animation and everything is very nice, although curiously, it is in degrees Fahrenheit. Alexa, how can I change to degrees Celsius?
To change the temperature setting, you can tell me, Alexa, change to degrees Celsius.
Alexa changes to degrees Celsius.
The selected temperature unit is degrees Celsius.
Alexa, tell me the weather for today.
In Oaxaca de Juarez, it is 25 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies.
Although, unfortunately, if you have surveillance cameras or doorbells, you can't see the view directly from this screen. It would have been a good thing. Alexa, how many days till
Christmas is in 135 days. Wednesday, December 25th, 2024.
Christmas? And as you can see, in this case, it does not show us some images related to the queries we make, as it happens with the Eco Show. However, if it can show us a shopping list or any other list you have added, Alexa shows my to-do list. As you can see here, it shows my notes. So it is interesting that this kind of things, if we can visualize them and even interact with them, the same thing would happen with a shopping list. Although apparently you cannot delete and put items easily, you would have to tell it through voice that you want to remove or put items. Finally, stop showing you the customization you can have on this watch. Simply access the settings and notice that you have different categories to start with. You can change the background of the watch with different faces, so there is not an exaggeratedly high variety, but I think you might find one that you like more than another. For example, let's touch and accept the changes. Now note that you could also modify the color. For example, there are 6 colors available, does not have a specific selector of any particular color, which from my point of view would be much nicer. Lastly, you can also select the clock format if you want it to be in 24 hours or not, and that's the basic customization that we can achieve with this screen. As you can see, the operation is simple. It's a product I think very easy to understand. Remember, it has all the same interaction available that all the Echo speakers have through voice with Alexa. So for example, you could tell Alexa, remind me to finish the video at 12:48 in the afternoon.
All right, I'm going to remind you at 12:48 in the afternoon. Here's the reminder in the video.
And with this, we have reached the end of this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, you know you can indicate it, and see you next time.